Stop scrubbing your cabinets with a sponge and dish soap. Right now, today, whatever you're using, put it down for a second, because that layer of grime on your cabinet doors isn't dirt. Dirt comes off with soap and water. What you're looking at is baked-on grease that's bonded to the finish, and dish soap was never built to break that bond. It just moves it around and makes your arm tired. I've walked into houses where the homeowner spent an entire Saturday on their kitchen cabinets. Bucket of hot water, dish soap, a rag they went through 3 of, and by the end of it, the cabinets look fine. Not clean, fine. There's still that faint tackiness when you run your hand across the door. 6 weeks later, it's back to where it started, sometimes worse, because now there's a thin soap film sitting on top of the grease, trapping dust into it. My grandfather ran a commercial cleaning crew for almost 30 years, and one of the first things he ever told me on the job was this: grease doesn't care how hard you scrub, it cares what you put on it. That's the whole problem in one sentence. Most people are fighting chemistry with elbow grease, and elbow grease loses that fight every single time. Here's what's actually going on. Cooking grease is oil-based. Oil doesn't dissolve in water. You know this from every pan you've ever tried to rinse with just water. It beads up, it slides around, it does not break apart. Soap helps a little because it grabs onto oil molecules, but on a vertical cabinet surface, with grease that's had weeks or months to cook onto the wood grain or the laminate, standard dish soap is under strength for the job. You're basically bringing a garden hose to put out a grease fire. The good news, and this is the part that actually matters, is that the fix takes less time than the scrubbing does. Under 10 minutes, no scrubbing, no elbow grease, and it works whether you've got painted wood, stained wood, laminate, or thermofoil cabinets. I've used this same method on a 100-year-old farmhouse kitchen and on a brand new laminate install last month. Same result both times. But before I give you the method, you need to understand why this keeps happening in the first place, because if you don't fix the habit, you'll be back here in 3 months doing the same thing again. The problem. Walk over to the cabinet right next to your stove, not the one across the kitchen, the one within about 4 feet of where you cook. Run 2 fingers across the door, down near the handle, and then check your fingers. If there's a faint film, almost invisible, slightly tacky, that's the beginning of what I'm talking about. Most people don't even register it as dirty because it doesn't look dirty. It's not black, it's not crusty, it's just there. A little dull, a little sticky, easy to ignore. That's exactly why it gets bad. Grease buildup on cabinets is one of the slowest moving problems in a kitchen, which makes it one of the most dangerous to your finish. Nobody notices day-to-day change. You cook dinner, a fine mist of oil comes off the pan, some of it lands on the cabinet face, and 90% of the time, nobody wipes it down because it's not visibly dirty yet. Repeat that every night for a few months, and you've got layers stacking on layers, each one a little more stubborn than the last, because heat from cooking and heat from the stove itself is essentially curing that oil onto the surface like a slow bake finish. The cabinets closest to the stove and the vent hood always go first. I see it in almost every kitchen I've worked on. The handles get darker than the rest of the door because hands touch them with residual oil from cooking, and the panel closest to the burner gets a hazy, slightly yellowed look that a lot of homeowners assume is just the wood aging. It's not aging, it's grease, and it's been building for longer than you think. The other place people miss constantly is the top of the cabinets, if there's a gap between the cabinet and the ceiling, and the underside of any cabinet near the stove. That underside catches rising grease vapor directly, and it's rarely wiped because you have to duck down and look up to even see it's dirty. Here's the part that really gets people. By the time it's visibly bad, sticky to the touch, dull looking, maybe even slightly discolored, you're not dealing with a light cleaning job anymore. You're dealing with weeks or months of compounded heat-cured grease that is partially bonded with the finish itself. That's a completely different job than wiping up a fresh spill, and it needs a completely different approach. Why it happens. Grease is a fat. Fats are non-polar, which in plain terms means they don't mix with water. Think about how oil and vinegar separate in a salad dressing no matter how hard you shake the bottle. Water molecules are polar, and they only want to bond with other polar stuff. So when you go after a greasy cabinet with a wet rag and dish soap, you're relying entirely on the soap's molecules to do all the work of grabbing the oil and letting the water carry it away. That works fine on a plate you just used where the grease is fresh and thin. It does not work on grease that's been sitting for weeks and has started to oxidize. Oxidized grease is the real enemy here. When cooking oil sits exposed to air, especially with heat cycling through it every time you cook, it doesn't just sit there, it slowly changes. The oil polymerizes, meaning the molecules start linking together into longer chains, getting thicker and stickier over time. That's the exact same chemistry that turns oil into varnish, which is why old cast iron pans develop that hard, glossy black coating from seasoning. Your cabinets are going through a much weaker version of the same process. That's why a 6-month-old grease layer feels almost gummy or waxy instead of just greasy. It's partially transformed into something closer to a soft varnish. This is also why scrubbing harder doesn't solve it. You're not lifting a layer of dirt off a hard surface. You're trying to mechanically tear apart a partially cured film that's chemically bonded itself to whatever's underneath it. Paint, stain, and poly coating doesn't matter. Scrubbing at that with a sponge just smears it, thins it out in some spots, and pushes it deeper into the grain in others. I've seen people scrub for 45 minutes and end up with cabinets that look marginally better but feel exactly the same to the touch because they moved the grease around instead of breaking it down. The habit that causes this in the first place is almost always the same. People wipe down counters and stovetops regularly because that's the visible mess, but cabinet faces get ignored because they don't look dirty on any given day. It's not laziness, it's that the buildup is invisible in real time and only shows itself once it's already a problem. Common mistakes. Mistake 1, reaching straight for an all-purpose spray cleaner and paper towels. This is the most common thing I see, and it's the reason so many people think their cabinets are just old or just need refinishing when they don't. General all-purpose cleaners are formulated to be mild enough for a dozen different surfaces: countertops, appliances, tile, which means they're not concentrated enough to cut through oxidized grease. You spray it on, wipe once, and the paper towel just drags the grease sideways across the door instead of lifting it. Worse, a lot of people then go back over the same spot with a dry section of the same paper towel, which just redeposits the grease they picked up 2 swipes ago. You end up doing more passes than the job actually needs, and the cabinet still isn't clean, it's just evenly smeared. Mistake 2, going straight to heavy scrubbing with abrasive pads or magic erasers. I understand the instinct. If wiping isn't working, scrub harder. But most cabinet finishes, whether it's paint, stain and poly, or a laminate coating, are thinner and softer than people assume. A magic eraser is actually a very fine abrasive, similar to extremely fine sandpaper, and on painted cabinets especially, repeated use in the same spot will dull the sheen or wear a faint patch right through the top coat. You'll notice it most under certain lighting, a slightly matte or cloudy patch where the rest of the door still has its original sheen. I've been called into kitchens where someone scrubbed a small section spotless, and it stands out worse than the grease did, because now there's a visible texture difference. Once that happens on a painted finish, you're not cleaning anymore, you're touching up paint. Mistake 3, using something too aggressive, like straight ammonia, degreaser concentrate, or a heavy dose of vinegar without diluting it or testing it first. People hear grease needs something strong, and they go straight to the strongest thing under the sink. On stained and varnished wood particularly, strong solvents and high-concentration ammonia products can strip or cloud the finish, especially if you let it sit too long before wiping, which a lot of people do because they think more contact time means more cleaning power. That's true up to a point, then it starts working against the finish itself, not just the grease sitting on it. I've also seen straight vinegar used on cabinets with a wax-based finish, and it dulls the wax almost instantly. You end up trading a greasy sheen for a flat, lifeless one. Neither looks good, and the second one is harder to bring back. The pattern across all 3 mistakes is the same. People either aren't using something strong enough to actually break the grease bond, or they overcorrect and use something so strong it damages the finish underneath. The method that actually works sits right in the middle, strong enough to break oil-based buildup, gentle enough not to touch your finish, and it needs almost no scrubbing because the chemistry is doing the work instead of your arm. Solution. Here's the method I use on every grease job, from a lightly hazy cabinet door to one that's been building up for a year. It works because it's built around a simple principle. Dissolve the grease first, then just wipe it away. No scrubbing needed if you get the dwell time right. What you need: a spray bottle, warm water, Dish soap that's specifically a grease-cutting formula, the blue dish soap, the concentrated kind, not a gentle or sensitive skin formula. White vinegar, and 2 microfiber cloths, not paper towels. An old soft toothbrush for detail work in grooves and around handles. An optional but genuinely useful, a small bottle of mineral oil or a food-safe conditioning oil for wood cabinets for the final step. Stage 1. The mix. In your spray bottle, combine warm water, about 2 tablespoons of the concentrated grease-cutting dish soap, and a splash of white vinegar, maybe a tablespoon for a standard spray bottle. Shake it gently. Don't shake it hard enough to foam it up, just enough to combine. The warm water matters more than people think. Warm water lowers the viscosity of the grease slightly, meaning it's not fully liquid, but it's softer and more workable than it would be cold, so the soap can actually get into it instead of sliding across a stiff, cold surface. The vinegar is there not to be the main cleaning agent. That's a myth I see repeated constantly online, that straight vinegar is a grease cutter. It's mildly acidic, and what it actually does here is help cut through mineral deposits and give the soap a slight boost in breaking the surface tension of the grease film. It's a support player, not the star. Don't skip it, but don't rely on it alone either. Here's the step people always skip, and it's the one that actually makes this a no-scrub method. Dwell time. Spray the solution generously onto the cabinet door, enough that it's visibly wet, not just misted. Then walk away. Actually walk away. Go spray the next few doors or just wait it out. Give it a full 3 to 5 minutes before you touch it with a cloth. This is the step almost everyone skips because it feels like nothing is happening, but this is exactly when the soap and vinegar mixture is breaking down the bond between the grease and the surface. If you wipe immediately, you're back to smearing grease around, same as the all-purpose spray mistake. If you let it sit, by the time you come back with a cloth, the grease has softened to the point where it wipes away almost on its own. For cabinets with heavier buildup, the ones right next to the stove that have been ignored for 6 months or more, I'll do a double application. Spray, wait 3 minutes, wipe once with a damp cloth to remove the top layer, then spray again and let it sit another 2 minutes before the final wipe. This catches people off guard because it seems like it should take longer than the light cabinets, but honestly, the second pass takes less than a minute since most of the resistance is already broken down from round 1. Stage 2. The wipe. Take your first microfiber cloth, dampen it slightly with warm water, and wipe the door in one direction, top to bottom, following the grain if it's wood. Don't scrub in circles. Circular scrubbing on a softened grease layer just redistributes it into a thin film across a wider area instead of lifting it off. One directional pass, then flip to a clean section of the cloth and go over it again. You'll feel the difference immediately. A properly softened grease layer comes away with almost no resistance, like wiping condensation off a window. For the grooves around handles, hinges, and any decorative routing on your cabinet doors, this is where the soft toothbrush comes in. Dip it lightly in your spray solution and work it gently into those tight spots. Grease loves to collect in grooves because they're harder to wipe with a flat cloth, and they're usually the last spot people check, which means it's often the most concentrated grease on the whole door. Stage 3. The rinse pass. Take your second, clean microfiber cloth, dampen it with plain warm water, no soap this time, and wipe the whole door down again. This removes any leftover soap residue. Skipping this step is actually why some people end up with cabinets that feel slightly tacky again within a few weeks. It's not new grease building back up that fast. It's soap film left behind that catches dust and grime faster than a clean surface would. A rinse pass takes maybe 15 seconds per door, and it's the difference between a clean finish and a residue trap. Stage 4. Dry and, if it's wood, condition. Dry the door immediately with a clean, dry section of your cloth. Don't let it air dry, especially on wood cabinets, because water sitting on a wood finish for too long, even a sealed one, can dull the sheen or worse, work into any hairline gaps in the finish over time. If your cabinets are stained wood, this is where I'll add a very light pass of mineral oil or a food-safe wood conditioner on a dry cloth, just enough to lightly buff the surface. This isn't strictly necessary, but it's the difference between cabinets that look clean and cabinets that look genuinely restored. The soap and vinegar mix, even though it's gentle, can leave wood looking a little flat afterward because you've stripped away not just grease, but some of the natural oils sitting on the surface. A light conditioning pass brings that warmth and sheen right back, and it also adds a very thin protective layer that makes the next grease cleanup even easier because grease has a harder time bonding to a slightly conditioned surface than a bare one. Pro tip, and this one actually changes how often you'll need to do this whole process. After your cabinets are clean and dry, do a very light wipe down with a barely damp microfiber cloth once a week, focusing only on the doors closest to the stove. Takes under 2 minutes. You're not deep cleaning, you're just interrupting the buildup cycle before oxidation has a chance to start. My grandfather used to call this chasing it while it's still soft. Grease that's 1 week old wipes off with water alone. Grease that's 3 months old needs the full method. Catch it early and you'll go months, sometimes closer to a year before you need to break out the spray bottle and do the whole process again. One more thing worth mentioning. Test your solution on a small, hidden spot first if you've never used it on your specific cabinet finish before, especially on painted cabinets or anything with a matte finish. It's rare for this method to cause any issue since it's a mild solution, but every finish is slightly different, and 30 seconds of testing on the inside of a cabinet door beats finding out the hard way on the front of one you look at every day. That's the full method. Under 10 minutes of actual work per set of cabinets once you get the rhythm down. No scrubbing, no damaged finish, and if you keep up with that weekly quick wipe near the stove, you'll barely need to do the deep version more than once or twice a year. If this saved you a Saturday you were about to lose to a sponge and dish soap, do me a favor and subscribe. I put out a new video like this every week. Real methods I've actually used on real jobs, not stuff pulled off some list somewhere. Drop a comment and tell me what's driving you crazy in your own house right now. Grout lines, oven glass, that one window that never comes clean. Whatever it is, there's a decent chance I've dealt with it on a job before, and it might end up being the next video. And if grease buildup is a problem in your kitchen, it's probably not just on your cabinets. Check out the video I did on stovetop and range hood filter degreasing. Same root cause, similar method, and it'll knock out one of the last spots in your kitchen that's probably still holding on to grease your cabinets used to have. I'll see you in the next one.